Good morning, all. So, today we are going to start with a new topic, amalgamation of companies, which is the buzzword today in the global scenario. Various business combinations we uh, see happening around the globe. So, what we are going to cover in this topic is the accounting portion. But before we begin, we need to know what do we mean by amalgamation of companies. So, amalgamation of companies is defined as the combination of one or more companies into a new entity, and it includes two or more companies joining to form a new company, or absorption or blending of one by the other, and thereby amalgamation includes absorption. So, what we are saying is, on one hand, amalgamation means any kind of business combination, whether it is in the form of merger of two companies, or it is in the form of one company taking over another company, or it is in the form of one company going into winding up, and then it is being recreated as a new entity. So all these they come under amalgamation. And so on one hand, absorption is the process in which one powerful company generally takes over the control of the weaker company, and in another case it could be a two similar kind of companies who want to avail the synergies in their operations, and to have the get the advantages of economies of scale, and the diversify their activities and expand and capture a bigger share in the market. So all these various kinds of business combinations, they constitute the amalgamation. So, amalgamation is a wider term which includes various kinds of business combinations. So, now the Indian Accounting Standard number 14, which was set up under Indian Companies Act 1956 initially, and later on the Act 2013, has not made much changes in the basic guidelines for the preparation of various accounts under AS 14. And AS 14 makes mandatory for all the amalgamating companies to prepare their accounts in the suggested format by the Act. So it is now mandatory to follow that process of accounting. Now, before we begin with the actual process, let me familiarize you with certain terms which are specific to this topic and for accounting purposes. So, the AS 14 defines uh, transferor company, which is a vendor company, which is going into winding up and which is amalgamating with another company. It defines transferee company, which is a purchasing company, right? So the transferor gets amalgamated into transferee company. Then it also defines the consideration, the last point here, point number E. It says the consideration for the amalgamation means the aggregate of shares and other securities issued and the payment made in the form of cash or other assets by the transferee company to the shareholders of the transferor company. So now this is very, very important. When we are saying that transferor company is being absorbed or is being amalgamated in transferee company, then in that case the transferee company has to pay a price which is technically called a consideration or purchase consideration, which is nothing but the price they are paying for the taking over of that company. So it may take over all the assets and liabilities, it may take over not all but few, as per the agreement between the two companies. And when they discharge the payment, the payment is made in terms of either shares or cash or a combination. So that payment is called technically purchase consideration. And AS 14 says for that purposes, for purchase consideration purposes, only and only the payment made to the shareholders of the transfer company would constitute consideration. Any other payment made for liquidation expenses or for the debenture holders of the transfer company, that would not constitute the purchase consideration. To begin with the accounting process, the AS 14 categorizes amalgamation into two, amalgamation in the nature of merger and amalgamation in the nature of purchase. So if we know the amalgamation in the nature of purchase, merger, sorry, so then the purchase would be very simple to understand. So AS 14 suggests, rather says that the amalgamation is considered to be amalgamation in the nature of purchase if the following five conditions are satisfied, all the five conditions. And the first condition for that matter is all the assets and liabilities are taken over by the transferee company. So all assets and liabilities of the transfer company becomes the assets and liabilities of the transferee company. So that is the first condition. So everything including cash. From that, I would come to the last point first of all, so that it is easier to remember to all these five conditions. So when all assets and liabilities are taken over, they are taken over at the book values of assets and liabilities of the transferor company. So the same values, book values, are incorporated in transferee company's books, which were there in the transferor company. From that flows the fourth point is when all assets and liabilities are taken over, and that too at the book values. Yes, there is one exception. The values incorporated can be changed only in case there is a need to ensure the uniformity of accounting policies. And the major area for maintaining uniformity is in the case of depreciation, right? So the two companies may be following different policies, accounting policies, which after amalgamation have to be the same. So for that purposes, the values can change, otherwise not. So then the third condition is that the same business is intended to be carried on by the transferee company after amalgamation. So that is implied every assets and liability taken over, same value, so and same business they are continuing. And that is the way that's why the term merger. Now, when everything is merged, assets and liabilities, now comes the purchase consideration, right? So, but before that, we talk of the equity shareholders or the shareholders. Basically, this it is related to equity shareholders. Not less than 90% of the face value of equity shareholders of transferor company, they become equity shareholders of the transferee by virtue of amalgamation. So that means minimum 90% of the shareholders of transferor company must agree to the scheme of amalgamation. So that is an essential requirement. And from that again flows the final condition, fifth condition is that the purchase consideration or the price, the consideration which is paid by the transferee to the shareholders of the transferor is only in equity shares, and only exception is for the fractional portions, they can be paid in cash. When you're calculating exchange ratio, the sum of the I mean, it is not possible to give the exact number of shares. So in that case, wherever there is a fraction of shares, for example, you are issuing uh, 3 shares for 5 for every 5 shares held. So in that case, you may get some fractions portions. So for that, they can you be discharged in cash, otherwise in shares only. So these are all the 5 conditions which need to be satisfied for the amalgamation in the nature of merger. So what is then amalgamation in the nature of purchase? It is very simple. If any one or more of the conditions for of the 5 conditions which were essential for amalgamation in the nature of merger are not satisfied, then it automatically becomes the amalgamation in the nature of purchase. So that is quite simple. Maybe the all assets are not taken over, assets and liabilities, or maybe the revised, they are taken over at revised value, or maybe only 80% of the shareholders they agree. So it could be any one or more. So thank you so much. That is all for today. Next lecture we continue with the accounting process. So